This is Learn English with Ease.
English made powerful, simple, and yours.
Let me start today with a question. Have you ever sat in a restaurant staring at the waiter walking past your table again and again, and you just don't know how to call them over? You feel your stomach growling, your friends are looking at you to do something, and inside you're thinking, oh no, how do I do this in English without sounding rude? That tiny moment suddenly feels huge. Your hand freezes halfway in the air, you don't know whether to speak loudly or softly, and you worry that everyone around you will stare. And for English learners, this moment is one of the most stressful parts of eating out. It's not about the food, it's not about the bill, it's about this exact second. How do I politely call a waiter in English without embarrassing myself?
Jack, I completely understand that. And the truth is, even native speakers sometimes get this wrong. I've seen people wave their arms like they're on a sinking ship. I've seen people snap their fingers. I've even seen people shout, "Hey!" across the room. And in English-speaking cultures, those things don't just look awkward. They look rude. But here's the beautiful part. You don't have to do any of that. There are simple, gentle, natural English phrases that you can use that make the whole situation smooth. And once you know them, you'll never freeze in that moment again. Instead, you'll feel calm, you'll sound polite, and people will actually respect you for the way you handle yourself. It's such a small skill, but it makes a huge difference in how confident you feel when you're dining out.
Exactly, and I want everyone listening right now to imagine this. The waiter is busy with another table, but you don't panic. You glance up, make quick eye contact, you smile, and you say, "Excuse me," when you have a moment. That one little phrase changes everything. You're not rushing them, you're not demanding, you're simply showing respect while asking for help. It's the difference between feeling like you're disturbing someone versus feeling like you're part of a polite exchange. And that's the secret. It's not just the words you use, it's also the tone and timing. Say, "Excuse me" gently when they're nearby, not when they're across the room. Use a friendly tone, not a frustrated one. When you do this, you don't just get their attention. You create a small but powerful impression that you are someone confident and respectful.
And Jack, I think this is something that every learner needs to practice, because it's about more than just calling the waiter. It's about building the habit of polite communication in English. Think of how often these words appear in real life. Excuse me when you want directions. Could you help me, please? When you're in a store, when you have a moment, when you need something at work. These are not just restaurant phrases. They are life phrases. They show patience, respect, and calmness. And when you practice them in the safe, simple context of a restaurant, they start to become part of your English personality. You stop worrying that you sound rude, and you start trusting yourself. And honestly, that's when English feels natural. When you stop thinking word by word and start living the language.
That's so true, Emma. And let's be clear about what not to do, because mistakes in this moment can make you feel worse. Don't wave both arms in the air like you're signaling a plane. Don't shout "waiter" across the room. And please, don't snap your fingers. In many English-speaking countries, that's seen as very disrespectful. Instead, remember the polite tools you already have. Raise your hand slightly, maybe 2 or 3 inches, make brief eye contact, and smile. That tiny combination of body language plus words is powerful. And it works everywhere. In casual cafes, in fancy restaurants, even in busy food courts. People respond not to how loud you are, but to how respectful and clear you are.
And I want to add something important here. Don't wait too long out of fear. I know learners who just sit quietly, hoping the waiter magically appears, because they're too afraid to say anything. And what happens? They wait 30 minutes for food or water, their friends get annoyed, and the whole experience feels stressful. But the truth is, waiters expect you to call them when you need something. You're not being rude, you're not interrupting. You're actually doing exactly what you're supposed to do. So remind yourself of this. Asking politely is not bothering someone. It's simply part of the restaurant dance. The waiter serves, you request, they respond. That's the natural flow, and you belong in it.
Yes, exactly. And here's my challenge to every listener. The next time you go to a restaurant, I want you to practice this. Don't just sit there. Look up confidently, wait for the right moment, and then use one of these phrases. Excuse me. soft and polite. Could we get some help, please? Friendly and respectful. Or my personal favorite, excuse me when you have a moment. It shows patience, it shows respect, and it makes you sound like someone who has mastered not just the language, but also the culture.
And when you try it, pay attention to how you feel inside. Notice that little spark of pride when the waiter responds quickly and politely. Notice how your friends or family at the table look impressed that you handled it so naturally. And let that feeling stay with you, because that's the reward. That's the sign that you're not just learning English, you're living it. And I promise, the more you practice, the more confident you will become in every other area of English too.
So here's how we wrap this up. Don't be afraid of that little moment anymore. Don't sit there silently, hoping someone else will speak for you. Don't panic about sounding rude. Instead, use these simple phrases, combine them with polite body language, and trust yourself. That's it. And the difference it will make in your confidence is massive.
And now we want to hear from you. In the comments, tell us, what do you usually say when you call a waiter? Do you struggle with this? Do you avoid it? Or have you tried some of these phrases already? Share your story because your experience could inspire someone else who's nervous right now.
And if you found this episode helpful, hit that like button so YouTube knows to show it to more learners around the world. Subscribe to Learn English with Ease for more episodes like this one, because every week we bring you not just words, but the confidence to use them in real life.
Until next time, remember, English confidence doesn't come from grammar books. It comes from moments like this, when you take a small risk, speak up, and realize, wow, I can actually do this. And you can.